How you doing, guys? I'm Jamie here with the Bottom Tier Podcast to talk about the Commoner Cup that happened in September. We're going to be taking a look at my Kassai deck that ended up taking the win. So before we get there, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Hey guys, thanks for joining us, taking a look at this Kassai deck tech for Commoner. So this is the main deck. Important to note, all the cards are 2 of in the deck. I just have 1 out here for simplification purposes. So we'll look at the equipment, of course, running Kassai with Centauri Sabers. Kassai is really nice because it lets you swing your second blade for free every turn. And they get buffed if people block them with attack actions, which in Commoner, a lot of the times the non-attacks block for 2 and the attacks block for 3. So they end up, being at parity. For the standard suite of equipment, we have Blossom of Springs, just a action, gain 1 resource. We have the Iron Wrought Helmet for 1 block. Warrior doesn't really have any common specialized equipment. Boots, we have Refraction Bolters, which is 1 block, and then you could pop it on an on-hit to get go again for one of your sabers, which is really good if you're kind of out of cards. Gallantry Gold is there for the 1 block, and then occasionally you can spend a resource to gain an attack. And of course, we have to bring in Null Rune. You can't neglect that in Commoner, of course. And then we take a look. The main goal of this deck is to just get go again so you can swing both swords one way or the other. Typically, you can do that off a 2-card hand with a pitch and one of any of these. A really important card that I don't see a lot of people running is the Driving Blades, which I absolutely adore. For a single blue pitch, you get to get go again and pay for your first sword. And then, of course, your second sword is free. So that alone can represent, 2 plus 3 plus 2 damage off a 2-card hand, which is just insane. And important to know, every card in the deck blocks for 3, except for the 2 Razors and, of course, the 4 D-Reacts. So you're kind of looking, your cards are generically a 3 for 3. And you're just trying to do the mental gymnastics and finagling of getting that value out. So across the blue, yellow, and red go again cards are the same 3 cards in all colors. We got the Driving Blades, like I said earlier. Blade Runner, which is just an insane card for 1 resource go again and buff the second attack. And then your hit and runs are kind of the utility. You can either use them for go again or buff the second attack. But I find it's better to kind of save them for the go again. Again, you want to swing with both swords every turn you can. Now, these are the buffs. We got like the 0 for 3, 1 for 3, and kind of opt, pseudo-opt. 0 for 3, 0 for 3, same old. These 2 are more for pitch, but in a pinch, you can use them to buff if you just got to get rid of your hands. The Razor Reflex is kind of, it's also a 1 for 3, but since it doesn't trigger the go again off of that, I could see replacing that with, the second swing, the 1 for 4 if it's your second weapon attack, but it ended up working out okay for me. Then the Out for Blood is the 1 for 3, and then it buffs your next attack for reprise, which is really good. And in the swing is another 0 for 3 that you can only play on the second one. So it seems like a very basic deck. You want your go again and your 3s, and you're just swinging with both swords, making the right blocks, and hoping that'll get you there, which it did this time.
That's awesome.
And that's all.
Is there any strategies when you see an opponent that you would want to worry about or anything like that?
So the big one is kind of, you got to worry about a deck like 5 with Stubby Hammers. You need to be willing to go full defensive on a Stubby Hammers turn and just block with every card in your hand. I played 1 in the Commoner Cup, and luckily I had 3 defense reactions on that turn. So he attacked me for 4 3 times. I had 3 defense reactions, and then like a Phoenix Flame for 2 twice, and I blocked, and I think I took 2 that turn, which for their Stubby Hammers turn is just insane. After that, I was able to out-damage him on a turn-by-turn basis, because this deck really excels at pushing through damage, because you get to decide when you buff. So you get to see how they block. And granted, a lot of decks in Commoner do run the standard Sinks and Fates, but most of the time you get to see, okay, this is how they're blocking, this is what they want to do, this is the turn I'm going to push the damage, or arsenal and wait for a better opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye.